very good. Okay, very good.
Hello, Barstool Radio, and welcome back to another hour of Hard Factor Radio presented by the Barstool News Network. I am Will. We have Mark, Pat, and Wes, all the Hard Factor boys in the house today for radio. How are you guys doing on this fine Monday morning?
Fantastic. This is Mark. Doing great. Thank you for asking, Will.
Good. I'm glad you're doing well. It's Halloween, holiday weekend. A lot of times people are dragging, on a Monday after a holiday. Not this crew. Very peppy.
Feel that extra hour of sleep.
Oh, yeah, we lost an hour, didn't we? Or did we
You gained. You got an extra hour.
Tell me.
Saturday night.
That happened?
Yeah. You didn't realize that, Beeve?
No idea.
Oh, well, you got an extra hour of sleep. You're a man that likes sleep, so.
I'd say so.
I would have thought you would have. Well, of course, you probably just were sleeping, so you didn't notice.
Oh, yeah, I was sleeping. I'm doing great. Well, I'm going to go and Kate and I are battling Large and Vibs today on a pilot called Feed Willie or something along those lines.
Oh, the cooking show. New cooking show.
Yeah, so,
Nice.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. Large is
You guys have to feed Willie Cologne?
Yeah.
He's a hungry
Holy
boy.
shit,
He's going to
you
be
guys
ready to
better
eat.
You guys better get started cooking now. Yeah.
Well, I know. He's a big boy. Large, really good in the kitchen, I'm assuming.
Yeah, his pictures look pretty good. He also buys, like, extremely nice cuts of steak. And then
Large has an expensive taste. We know
you
that.
look at him and you're like, wow, that's nice.
So not excited about that, just based on his charcuterie. Now, look, I can cook. Kate cannot cook at all. She's terrible at it. Although last evening she made some turkey and veggies, so it was pretty good. But for some reason they made her the head chef and me the sous chef, so I'm going to have to be calling her Yes Chef. And I'm
excited to watch that dynamic.
I don't know how it's going to go.
You usually are not. You're kind of a fuck authority type guy. So you think
kind of usually.
Yeah.
Look at that hair. Does that look like a yes sir type hairstyle?
Yeah, you're gonna be handling the sous chef directions.
Yeah, does that look like the guy that went to a Puerto Rican barbershop this weekend and he got a tight shave and a really just shape up of his mullet?
Yeah.
But not to me.
Well, it's still a beaver tail, right? Technically.
Technically, Will, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for naming me the beef.
Where are you guys cooking?
We're cooking at some place in Manhattan, some like commercial kitchen, I guess. I haven't heard much about it, but we got to go. We got to show up there at like 1:15 today. And
it's like Large's buddy's place, so he has already got like a huge advantage. Yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty sure Large is going to stomp us out like a cockroach in the kitchen.
Pat, are you I imagine if you're anything like me, but I think you are in the kitchen, a hoverer. So like when my girlfriend will try to cook something, I'm just constantly hovering over her and correcting what she's doing. So much so that I completely ruin the experience for her. When
you got to leave.
Something nice.
You got to leave the room. When you
cook.
realize you're hovering, you got to leave.
I backseat cook. Terrible backseat cooker.
It's hard to not backseat cook when you know what you're doing and your partner doesn't know what they're doing.
You guys are something else.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, see, I feel like I get that thought in my head, like, oh, maybe she doesn't know how to cook this thing, and then I hover, but then I'm told when I'm hovering, and I have to exit. I know now that I need to exit the room.
must have missed that Michelin star trophy in your guys' house.
Well, last evening,
that's why I got to leave the room. I'm not dying on that hill.
The hoverers here.
Last evening, I wasn't hovering, so to speak, but I was definitely dictating what was. I was walking Kate through the recipe last evening. She did a great job, but I tried to give her space because eventually she's gonna have to cook for our child. And she
real progressive. You guys sound like you make yourselves come making with your own food.
I mean, I do. I love my own food. Wes?
Me too. I absolutely love it. I think I'm fantastic in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm pretty good too.
Good cooks.
Not
for
bad
sure.
at all.
Hard Factor in general, good cooks. Strong seed, good cooks.
Yeah, our seed will blow backs out. And, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We didn't get a lot of things like height or financial literacy or the ability
skills.
to
but we know how to over butter or over oil something, and then ejaculate. So
the second one very well.
Some of life's finer things.
So we're party guys. Everyone knows that about us.
Well, we all wish you Beeve and Kate luck in the Feed Willie competition. I think you're going to be a good team.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked by Large, but
Yeah, Large is going to
don't
crush
think
you
so.
guys. But you don't think so? You think Kate
No,
and Beeb got
because
a shot?
I know that Large posts like pictures of cooking and the really good like steaks and stuff. I think he's but I don't know. I haven't seen too much like execution of like if Pat comes in there with like a very like hard to do dish. I think he might have a chance against Large. Like
complicated. A pastry
He's not,
dish.
he's not
Yeah.
making the menu. He's the sous chef. You got to remember. It's not his menu.
well, it's gonna be on it. I mean,
I think you need to like nag Willie's mind and his relationship with Large by saying like, oh, well, obviously you're gonna pick Large because you guys go out to eat all the time. And you guys are eating buddies. And then you'd be like, oh, like this restaurant's Large frequents it. You got to like put up some incept Willie's mind into not wanting to.
That you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to be home cooked. You don't want to have an unfair advantage against you. Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna be playing mind games out there for sure.
Yeah,
Good.
No
Heavy.
doubt about it. So
Good. Yeah, you know who else is playing mind games this weekend? Auburn with the LSU Tigers.
that was really pathetic. Really pretty pathetic. Really, just a real terrible showing from our Tigers out there. Well,
That was
the
other
other Tigers.
That was painful to watch. Yeah, I'd never seen LSU get their asses kicked so badly by Auburn. It was just, I was on the rower. By the way, I'm gonna gain a ton of weight this week despite rowing like all weekend because I've just been eating Halloween candy.
You
the
rode
whole
the
time.
goddamn English Channel. But
Yeah,
no,
I've rode miles and miles, but I'm still like 10 pounds heavier than I was.
well,
last
I feel
week.
the same way. We went on a walk, a long walk through Central Park or on Saturday. It was delightful. Came back to catch probably like the second half of the LSU game. When I turned it on and saw the score was like 48-3, I was like, "What is this trash?"
We got one touchdown back from there. Hey,
Yeah, that was really bad, man. I've never seen anything like that from the Tigers. That was really horrible.
Well,
they get Miles Brennan back, they'll be good.
LSU's defense is having a tough
Bo
season.
Pelini. I mean, what the fuck? That guy has like a $6 million buyout. You got to be fucking kidding me. You need. I mean, talk about buyer's remorse. That is the worst purchase of all time. Was his contract?
Aren't they giving up like 5 football fields in the air on average a game? Like
Oh, they're
500
giving
yards?
up. They're the worst defense LSU's ever
The
fielded
most
by a
passing
billion.
yards.
Yeah, it's like
in college football, I believe they are giving up.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
What does that mean, a buyout?
It means like he had like a so you can't if you want to fire him after like immediately, you have to buy out a portion of his remaining years on his contract, and for him,
Guaranteed money.
It's $6 million.
Right.
Yeah,
It's the
guaranteed
same.
money.
Yeah, it's guaranteed money.
Yeah. Well, he has. Yeah. I mean, like, look, if you're named Bo in Louisiana, you got a leg up. That's step one.
But it's spelled. First of all, it's B-O, not
Yeah.
B-E-A-U-X, which would be cooler for Louisiana. Second of all, he used to come to $5 calzone night like every fucking week when I was at school. That's back when he had a national championship defense.
You must love him then if he likes calzone.
Well,
Wait,
no.
hold on,
What
hold
I'm saying is this is a man with a $6.5 million buyout, and he'll go to $5 calzone night. This is a man that's gonna rake us over the coals for
This
his,
is a
for
man
his
trolling
contract.
for college pussy. Will is what's going on here. Is if he's got a $6 million buyout, he's showing up at Rapolo's.
can't
I didn't see him. I didn't see him with the
$5
girls. I didn't
calzone.
see him with the girls too often at calzone night. It's
I
usually
can't
Pelini
imagine
by himself.
The $5 calzone's the best food option in town.
He's eating a $5 calzone. Is my point every fucking Wednesday, and
No,
the
Will,
man's pulling down
No.
tons of money, and
I'm
it's
telling
so.
you, that's bizarre behavior. It's really bizarre behavior.
Right.
For a coach of any major football team to show up at a pizza shop that you're working security at
Tigerland
regularly.
right.
In Tigerland, which is like the buildings are falling a fucking apart.
Yeah.
The place should
There's
have been
roaches everywhere.
when you go into Tigerland in Baton Rouge. By the way, anyone that's been to LSU pre 2000 will always be like, "That's how you know." They're like, "Oh, you hang out at Tigerland," and then if you went there post 2000, you're like, "No, bro." Because Tigerland looked the fucking same. As
No,
it did when
yeah,
we were
it's
there.
still, but Fred's is there, Reggie's is there.
Regardless,
These are
I'm telling you,
classics. These are
there's something
bars.
shady about Bo Pelini being a fucking
Bo Pelini used to go to Rotolo's calzone night every
Rotolo's,
Wednesday.
Rotolo's, yeah.
$5. I mean, this
Trolling-
guy.
He's scamming for chicks. Is Pelini putting 10 guys out on the field? Is he just not?
You'd
putting
think
his
so. And Derek Stingley, like, who was like the best corner in the country last year. I mean, even him, he's not in the right position all the time. Like, he's a playmaker, but they don't
I'm
have
not
him.
drafting anyone in the secondary in the first round.
Well,
on
it's
LSU's
horrible,
team
right?
this
He's
year.
crushing these kids' draft status.
Right.
I mean, it's disgusting what he's doing to everybody. I mean, he's eating $5 calzones and shitting all over the city of Baton Rouge. The guy, I mean, he needs to get it together. Bo Pelini's got to get it together.
Yep.
I mean, that's just there's something really weird about it, and I hope that if there's any LSU listeners out there, they'll tell us why this guy is showing up at like a trash pizza joint every Wednesday for the same fucking calzone. Because
again, that was 13 years ago when he had a good defense. Maybe he needs to start eating $5 calzones again, because that was like the 2007 year when we stole the title and Pelini was the coordinator. So like, look, anyhow, I mean Pelini. He's got to get his shit.
Not a good season.
How'd the Hokies do this weekend, Mark?
They crushed Louisville because Louisville's some mark-ass bitches.
Can't believe Clemson survived. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Right, but what's his
Hokies.
name? Pretty Boy's got COVID, right? Who saw that?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence was out.
They got Notre Dame next week. Yeah,
that's why BC plus 25 was a great play, probably, right? But BC could not hold on to the lead. That was disappointing. I'm sick of seeing Clemson win. Really was rooting for BC there. It didn't work out.
Dabo Swinney got him to the finish line. What else was this weekend? Oh, Halloween. How's Halloween, boys?
I mean, I went through all this trouble buying like 17 pumpkins and painting some of them, and I got like Halloween lights and hung them out, and got a bowl of candy and did the whole fucking rigmarole. And like one group of kids came to my house.
Yeah. So on that note, Mark, was that you, or was it a couple thing, or is that your wife being like, "Let's do the Halloween decks"? Like, were you stoked on it personally? Were you fired up?
What do you want me to say? She doesn't listen to the show, so I mean, I could be honest.
I prefer to be honest.
You don't. You're not a decorator. This was not your thing.
Any quality time with my wife is I'm okay with, Pat. Once you're in the actual action of painting and having a cocktail and stuff while you're doing it, it's fun.
Right.
Leading up to it, of course, no. I
You
was
were
not
dreading
into
it.
it. I was not into it until I was on the back deck patio and it was nice temperature out and I had a cocktail in hand.
That's the best part of holiday decoration in general.
No, it's great. But so that's interesting to me that you guys decked out the spot and then one group of kids came by, right?
And in fact, it lured the people in because we were watching like Halloween movies in the room that used to be a garage. And now it's like a big room, so we could hear when people were coming up, just in case they had questions or whatever. And the car parked.
The Butterfingers.
Right. The car parked. Well, if they wanted to take, I don't
know.
Well,
it was a weird year. I mean, I'll get into mine.
The car saw our lights. But someone was driving around a group of kids and saw our lights and pulled over, stopped, got out of the car, and then got our candy and went back in the car. And no one else on our block had Halloween shit out. So like people were like,
so that was it. You got so one car drive
it's
by.
So bad that people were just driving around looking for Halloween.
That's for sure. People were driving around my neighborhood too. I ran out of candy by 7:30 p.m. That's how hot.
Yeah.
The spot.
What was this noise? Damn. I was looking at the group thread, our text thread, and you guys were dropping huge numbers of cash on Halloween candy.
We spent $75 on Halloween candy, and we ran out by 7:30 p.m. I'm at this house. I'm gonna need $200-$300 of Halloween candy to survive every year.
Yeah, but how much are you giving out? You giving out one, two? Like,
well, that's the thing.
Like
COVID
a handful.
year. That's what I'm talking about. COVID year. So I posted like what our table looked like, and so we did like a handful's worth in each little baggie. But maybe my handfuls were a little too heavy. I don't know. But still,
you're taking more than one baggie.
Well, of course, but you have to because you can't be handing out candy. To people this year.
So let me get this right. You made individual Ziploc baggies.
Like and I said one bag per soul. It was a great joke on the table.
Per soul, very funny.
And
these little fuckers don't have souls. They're pieces of fucking devil shit.
What I'm saying is
2, 3, 4 bags at a time.
They're neighborhood kids who are having a great
father,
time.
Pat Cassidy.
Yeah, they're neighborhood kids who are having a great time. I was very happy that I was so happy to see all of them like out and having fun.
You know what that means?
And that it didn't ruin it for my neighborhood.
That bodes well
COVID
for
year.
Trump winning Nevada.
Well, nobody was wearing masks. I'll tell you that much. None of these kids had masks on.
Not even
you're out of candy by 7:30 p.m. Yeah.
Well, that's what
out
I
of
did.
candy by 7:30. Yeah.
Well, so the neighborhood that my girlfriend took my son to was out in inside Austin, mask, nothing doing in the neighborhoods, people obeying. But you go outside the city a little bit, it's no masks. People are actually doing Halloween, and they were either just giving it to you right there, or they had these like
the COVID or the candy.
Candy. They were
only red Twizzlers.
yeah. But they had these chutes that they would put the candy through. So it was like a social. So if they had if they had a driveway,
that's cool.
Put the chute down the driveway.
Candy
if they had a
chute.
little balcony, put the candy chute down.
That's
candy
awesome.
chute's amazing, man.
Yeah,
God, man, why the fuck? I fucked up not having the candy
I didn't
shoot.
do that. I just had a bowl.
Was it essentially like a PVC like bladder and then a PVC pipe or something like that?
Yeah,
That's
PVC
fucking
pipe.
awesome.
Candy shoot, such a good idea.
Some of them were using compressed air to push the candy down.
Right when the kid's face gets right under.
That's badass. No, but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
You could like shoot like dead mice down there to scare them or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Wes, did you get out there? Did you get your feet wet?
No, I had to work my other job, but I got out there later. But we didn't do the we horrible planning. We went to fucking Party City. The line was out the fucking door day of Halloween. So I was like, oh, I've got all this shit from the gambling show that we were doing over at the studio, like the gold and like the hats. So I was like, well, let's make them like a little wrapper. So I went and got like a Adidas sweatsuit. I brought him a brand new pair of fucking Nikes. You look fresh.
They look good. Those are nice Nikes.
But the costume was like $120, $140 because I was late and lazy.
Wait, for what? Yeah. Oh, because the
late for the costumes.
The shoes were $100.
Your son just got a whole new outfit.
$70.
He just got a perfect outfit that he wanted for a long time. Basically.
Why you didn't buy him Adidas? Why'd you buy him a pair of Nikes?
Because they looked amazing.
They were
fantastic.
Did you see the shoes in the picture?
I didn't see the shoes in the picture. No.
Yeah.
Oof,
did he pick them out though? Was that those were his choice?
Well, we tried to get him. To get the high top version, but he was being a little bitch about it and didn't want to do it. So they had the low top version. He was like, "Yeah, I can get down with these." So
he's gonna roll his ankles.
Yeah.
What is it about kids not understanding that high tops are tighter? Like it takes you a minute to realize that for some reason. I don't know why.
He's not a big basketball guy or sports guy, so he just
nor am I. But I got all high tops. Hey,
that's true.
You need them for the ankles.
Wes, can we talk about some of the photos that you've been posting on your Twitter about previous Wes Halloweens?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, the first one you posted was fat baby.
I know where you guys are going with this, and it's gonna bring it on.
I think your parents might have thought you were gay for a while, bud.
Yeah.
What? Based on these photos?
That's your own insecurity.
Smile on this kid's face in the full costume is.
Oh, I'm having a good time.
He looks like a happy baby. He's playing the part of a baby.
I'm having a good time.
You know, who wasn't happy is Wes's dad somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone was happy that Wes is dead. Now I know why Wes made us dress up and recreate those college girls that passed the brush.
Yeah.
Well, hey, drag.
It's fun.
In Wes's defense, drag is always a hit. If you're gonna go,
drag's hilarious. Well, I didn't post like my ninja. I knew you guys were gonna come with this bullshit that I was gonna like, but I don't care. I had a great fucking time. I have What were you guys?
Oh no! You know what, Wes? The one where you had the pig nose, it reminded me because when I was a little kid, my cousins dressed me up as like the little piggy in like or something like that. What is that? With the wolves? I don't know.
Little pigs.
I don't know. They made me dress like a pig, and they thought it was hilarious. And there's just all kinds of pictures of me dressed as a pig when I was a little kid. So,
my issue with it was,
did you have friends? There's 3 little pigs. You needed like
no. They think they just dressed. They thought it was funny because I was fat and I was young, and they were like, I was younger than them. They were like, look at the fat young cousin with the pig nose. It's hilarious. So that was
I feel your pain, and I got no beef with drag because my sister in New Jersey, where I grew up at the first part of my childhood, Bon Jovi is king. He's God. And my sister was able to get me to dress up like a girl really easily because she was like, come here. I want to, let's play dress up. I'm like, yeah, I hang with my older sister all day long. And then she's like, okay, now get this dress. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well,
and she was like, well, Bon Jovi wears a dress. And I was like, that's all I needed to hear. Now, whether that was true or not, I don't think it was true, but I jumped right in that dress and I dressed like Bon Jovi. But Wes, my issue with your red skinette, and by the way, if you're on
Hoggett.
Whoa,
you're not allowed to say that word anymore, man.
I corrected it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, you corrected
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Well, I added Hoggett. Yeah.
Okay, but the hashtag the hashtag R word at is still there's still a picture of you.
Well, it's a Hoggett.
It's hilarious. I left it because that Instagram is hilarious with me in there with the cheerleaders.
Right. Okay.
Oh, right. That's the one where you were inserted in as a Hoggett.
Yeah,
with the Redskins cheerleaders. Sorry. I keep saying.
Whoa. Guys.
It's
You're
hard.
breaking these rules.
It's hard.
The
My
FCC is
issue-
going to be all over us.
What's your issue?
There's no FCC regulation on SiriusXM. I don't really have an issue.
Good.
I,
Command, we are being bad boys.
I love the costume. My thing is the Hogettes, right? Which was a group of gentlemen that would dress up like ladies, and they were lady Redskins fans, but they were grown men, and you could really tell.
And the joke was that they were pigs that slept with the offensive linemen because they loved them that much.
Is that what it
And
was?
the offensive linemen were the Hogs. Yeah. The Hogs banged the Hogettes. Yeah, it was a hilarious joke. Yeah.
My thing is, Wes, as a little boy, you just look like a cross-dressing Redskins fan.
Well, I had the Redskins hat on, so if you were a Redskins fan, you knew exactly what I was going for, which I'm sure, maybe put my dad's mind at ease a little bit.
Hogettes is a classic. Look, they need to bring back the Hogs. No. Your dad was happy with that. The Hogs was one of the coolest traditions. Like, I get that the R words is gone, but bring back whatever you do with the next thing. Bring back the Hogs. The Hogs was cool. The Hogs wasn't hurting anybody. The Hogettes was the most like they were dudes that wore like coconut bras and pig noses
Like Jimmy
and
Buffett
got
fans.
Hammered. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
No, that was
awesome
harmless.
time.
That was good, harmless fun.
Yeah.
No victimless crime. The Hogs and the Hogettes.
I hope you guys enjoyed your Spider-Man costumes.
No, bro, I was a
Oh,
pirate.
what are you
Never.
guys? I was Spider-Man.
This year you were Spider-Man?
It was very fat Spider-Man. Very.
I was
out of
talking
shape
about when
Spider-Man.
they're
when you're
certainly
younger?
8, 9.
Certainly didn't get that happy to dress up as whatever Spider-Man. I mean, the look on your face in those pictures is something else. Like, I've known you for a long
something
time,
else.
and that was pure happiness on your face.
It was really
Joy.
surprising to me too.
joy.
I really.
That's a fat kid that knows he's gonna get a bunch of candy too, and chili dogs.
Chili.
Oh yeah, the chili dogs.
Yeah.
Is that were any of those pictures post chili dogs? Maybe that
I don't
that's
remember
it.
the year the
The
chili
baby
dog, but
picture
hopefully
had
it was
to
the
be-
baby. Yeah.
Had to be post chili
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Or
Also, you
right
could just shit your
before.
pants too.
Or it was like as soon as
He's
this
never
picture's
been
over,
happier.
As soon as
How's
this
that?
picture's over, it's straight to the chili dog line. That's
Yeah,
what that
exactly.
face looked like.
Exactly. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got some stories today.
Let's get one in here before
One
we
day
take a
before the
break.
election. Do we have any stories?
One day before the. Oh, by the way, we are Hard Factor News. We have a commute podcast separate from this radio hour. Download, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, 5 stars, unsubscribe, resubscribe, 5 stars again. Hard Factor News, iTunes, Spotify, wherever podcasts are free. So listen to that. We talked a little bit about the upcoming elections. We're not going to talk about it at all on this show because that's probably what you're going to hear about like the rest of this week, pretty much for news. So, but follow us at Hard Factor News on
we have
Twitter.
We have a live stream that's going to go on
Yeah.
from the time that like first poll closes on the East Coast around 6 p.m. Eastern until we have like a result. We're gonna do
Until
live
there's
stream.
a winner. Yep. So that's going to be on Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern through whenever. Hopefully quick. Hopefully not forever, but we'll see. All right, but let's move it away. Not the politics of our nation that's about to undergo the election this Tuesday, but let's take it to the communist dictatorship of North Korea. Where we have Kim Jong-un. He's the fearless dictator leader over there. He brought you hiding from coronavirus on the pleasure cruise. If you guys remember that, everybody thought he was dead. Turns out, just on a cruise ship that was corona-free, having sex with all of the hottest women in his country.
Heaven.
Yeah. Just on his own,
Hey, I
own
love
personal
this
heaven.
Corona thing.
Yeah. Then he's also known for feeding his political enemies to live piranha tanks. He does that. Pretty vicious move for a communist dictator. And then now, his next move that he's innovating the game of dictatorship with is growing tired of both your wife and sister, and not like killing them or getting rid of them altogether, just replacing them with a pop star, because you're done. You're done with your wife, done with your sister. So Hyun Song-wol, Bubba, if we can get her picture up. She's a 43-year-old who fronts the Morabang band. So this is her,
Hey now.
her and her
43-year-old
band.
Smoke show.
Yeah.
Hey now.
What did you
Looking
say the
pretty-
band was called?
The Morang Bong band, Moran Bong band, And that's youtube.com/hardfactornews if you want to see these photos while we're talking along. But that's her
pants
in her
supporters.
communist, winter hat. And then also, the Morang Bong band she's in it, and it's just like a what is that? Like a burlesque band, basically. They just like perform to Kim Jong Un.
Well, that's what the Kim Jong Un's pleasure harem is essentially like they have to learn to dance and sing and shit.
Yeah,
and pretty much they perform to Kim Jong Un in the singing and the dancing during dinner, and then afterwards they all blow him.
Right, and they're called like the Spice Girls of the Hermit Kingdom.
Boy, pre-dinner is probably a lot better for them
than post-dinner. I agree. Everyone's hoping for a long dessert and then coffee, and then
maybe he'll be too full to get blown tonight. Can you overserve him?
Never.
Yeah,
never.
He's never too full for that. So
the dictator never forgets. The dictator always gets blown.
You just hope that like the first several women he went through was enough. The Hyun Song Wool, the 43-year-old who fronts the band, she is, like I said, taking his right hand, Kim Jong Un, and also the sister Kim Yo Jung. She's 32, and Kim Jong Un's wife Ri Sol Ju, 31. They've all faded from the spotlight. The wife hasn't been seen in months in public, and then the sister
probably at all.
Yeah, at all, really at all. And then the sister has been just getting sat further and further away at dinners. Like she was like the right hand most recently, but then now she's getting further and further away at dinner while the girls from the Morobang band just get closer and closer to the fearless leader. So that's what's happening.
Natural progression.
It sounds like an 1001 Nights scenario over there, where these women are like trying to distract him with dance and stories long enough till he goes to sleep, so that they don't have to blow him or get killed by him.
Yeah, I mean it's just crazy. It's just a total dictatorship. It's like watching something about like the Mongolian Empire or something. Like the dude just gets whatever he wants whenever he wants, and he just does it at the cost of whatever the hell it costs his people. Yeah. So
it is interesting.
That's his life, Kim Jong Un.
It reminds me of when I was in college. A buddy of mine who was my roommate at the time had a girl over, and I guess the girl thought like being demure or playing hard to get was really sexy. So the whole night, I guess she was like, "Do you want this?" And then he'd be like, "Yeah." And then she'd be like, "You can't have this," and then slap his hand away. And like the next morning,
she was doing this in front of to you?
No. Because the next morning, I met him in the hallway because we were both taking a piss around the same time, and I was like, "Hey, how'd it go in there?" And he goes, "Not good, bro. I got a fucking final today, and I didn't get any sleep." And I'm like, "Why didn't you get any sleep? You were up all night?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was," because she kept being like, "Do you want this?" And then she'd be like, "You can't have this." Until about 6 a.m. He's like, "Look, are we gonna bang or not? Because I can't keep up with this."
Did it happen?
Whole charade. I don't know if it happened or not, but I imagine these Kim Jong ladies are doing the same thing. Like they're trying to.
Saying.
They're trying to stretch it out.
That's the strategy in the classic tale, Arabian.
Yeah, except for the fact that he's gets whatever the hell he wants, and he'll just replace you.
Right.
Literally.
Whereas your friend had to
kill you and replace
follow the normal society rules of not hard R wording someone. He doesn't have to follow those rules.
Hogs. So
he'll just toss this person straight into the piranha tank.
He's got everything he wants except for height and respect of other world leaders.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure after hearing about his life in 2020 how much he's worried about the respect he's not getting. Because like it seems to me like he's living large and he doesn't really mind whatever the hell is going on outside like his little bubble. Like,
yeah. Do you think David Blaine's mad that he's actually not magical, or is he just happy that everyone thinks he is?
No, that's a great point. I mean, really, who has it sweeter than Kim Jong Un?
Nobody, honestly, like on Earth. Like he's just he is like the last remaining absolute emperor style, gets everything.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Do you know that his father once kidnapped the two biggest film stars in South Korea? just black bagged them, brought them to North Korea, and then forced them to make movies for him.
There you go. Well, he loved movies. Was he obsessed with Hollywood?
100%. That would be the equivalent of like black bagging Tom Cruise and Julia Roberts. And then being like, okay,
I'm surprised Mr. Pleasure Cruise hasn't tried it. You know?
Yeah, but for the current guy, Kim Jong-un, he's more into basketball than Hollywood. That's what he's trying to do. He's getting ex-NBA. Right. Yeah, he gets ex-NBA players to put on exhibitions for him. Similar style thing. Also, all he has to do is stay off the internet to like avoid the memes making fun of him, which he does by not allowing internet for his entire country. So like he's got it. He's fine.
I mean, he's thought about it all. He's got it all figured out. It's crazy what you can do when nobody challenges you at all.
It is easy to stay off the internet when you don't have one.
Right. It's easy. No, I didn't see that meme. All right, guys, you guys want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a quick
Take a break.
All right, guys, welcome back to the second half of Hard Factor Radio on Barstool's Power 85 Sirius XM. What up? It's election week this week, but we're not talking about that shit. Instead, we're talking about stuff that'll distract you from that, like the Robo race that took place over the weekend, which is I think it's the first. Well, I know for a fact it's the world's first driverless / autonomous motorsports category. So it's
Robo race.
Yeah, so it's like real live cars, like huge ass cars, and these cars are, just being raced, I guess, by the driverless. There ain't no driver up in these motherfuckers.
Just a bunch of Teslas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're definitely like most of them are electric, and they're definitely like Tesla-like.
How many cars on the track at the same time? Sounds dangerous.
I couldn't really tell, Will, because the main thing that kind of happened over the weekend is one of the cars just out of nowhere just left turned into the wall or right turned into the wall.
Yep. That's exactly what you'd imagine would happen at the first ever driverless race.
No, it was pretty awesome. And everyone is essentially like, this is super rare and this doesn't happen a lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right, because of all the driverless races that have happened before it, they were, no, I mean, like, I guess they said for some reason
there's cars going the wrong way, like passing each other. It's like just a fucking mess.
I guess they said for some reason.
Yeah, reminds me of
Derby.
Yeah, or like BattleBots. You guys remember BattleBots,
there
the
it is.
show?
Yeah. That car drove right in the wall.
Yeah.
Where they just fucking do like, that's a pretty impressive looking automated car though.
Oh yeah, it looks like the fucking Batmobile, bro.
Yeah.
And it's dope because they didn't have to build like a pesky thing like a seat or a steering wheel. It's just, you know what it is?
Car.
It's just gigantic RC cars, and which I don't know why we need to do this.
So so no one's controlling them? They're doing this on their own. So is it just like a big dick contest for nerds who can build the best system to drive a car by itself, and they're hoping for like a grant or something? Is that the kind of like the deal or what?
Hold on,
To get hired by
I guess that's what it is. It says so it's a self-driving speedster. To explain, someone took to Reddit to explain what happened, and I guess they said it turns out that there's an initialization lap before the race in which a human driver guides the car to the start line, and which is even better. For some reason, the steering mechanism was locked all the way to the right during this process. So when they started the race for real, the car just went straight into the wall.
Wait till a few of these get out on the actual roads. They escape the oval and they're out in town and they're just driving around. Wait till that happens.
Yeah.
Well, didn't like someone get hit on Google's campus and like was severely injured by a driverless car?
Yeah.
Well, also
they
that's
were
a
many
bullshit
people.
excuse.
Yeah.
This is also this. You could tell this is a lie because no, why did it work fine when the AI wasn't in charge of the car and then it just crashes into the wall the second the AI takes over? There's no chance that description that they gave is accurate.
Well, what happened, Will, is that the guy who was piloting it drove it into the fucking wall, and he's blaming it on the AI, which is a big.
Are you sure it's not the other way around though? Like the AI is misprogrammed and it just was somebody fucked up and it was programmed to drive into a wall.
No, that guy's saving his ass from the millions that this thing costs.
Yeah, I think the car drove into the wall itself.
Yeah, I bet it did. I bet they're covering for a programmer.
Back to that
You think?
Google car hitting someone's story. Oftentimes, that more often than not, it's people that are tracking those cars and trying to jump out in front of it to get a payday. There's a ton of people that try to get hit by Google cars.
Well, that wasn't the case for the Waymo car in Arizona, right?
Well, Waymo is by Google though. Yeah, it's
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Waymo is Google's pilot program. Yeah.
Plus,
they were just throwing rocks at those cars.
The towns were trying to destroy the cars.
Okay, if you remember what happened correctly, the town rebelled against the car after it hit 49-year-old Elaine. What was this woman? Elaine Herzberg. Got just totally, I guess, She got trucked by a 40-mile-an-hour moving car, Volvo. She was on her
then they
bicycle.
vigilante justiced her.
Yeah. So then after that, they were really, noticeably weary about
Get
bringing
out of here, Waymo.
Yeah, they were using the town as a guinea pig for these runaway cars.
Yeah.
The mayor must have got so much shit for that, for signing up. How much money did Google give them for that?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, it better have been a lot. They better got a nice strip mall out of
You
that
should
deal.
see the mayor's new office.
But this one was an Uber. This was an Uber. Waymo was an Uber. Well,
Oh, Waymo was an Uber? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So
would you guys get in a driverless Uber?
No.
Nope,
No,
not yet.
Not now. Yeah.
Well,
you
also look at
serious?
this article you just read. It just drove into the wall.
Yeah. Why would you get in one like the first version of that? Why
Guys,
would
this
you-
is from way back in 2018 when driverless technology was still in its infancy. We're in 2020 now.
I don't know.
Yeah. No.
No.
Maybe in 2030.
Okay.
Tesla drivers are probably laughing at us right now because they always go. They're always like,
Hey man, there's always
hands-free or
something that the
whatever, but-
testers and the programmers didn't think of. That one guy who just got absolutely killed by an 18-wheeler driving his Tesla was in automatic mode, and he was just like fucking around watching a movie on his iPad. And what happened was the sun reflected onto the sensor, and the sensor didn't see there was a red light. So this Tesla ran a red light and smashed into an 18-wheeler and killed the guy.
Shit.
So like, there's some things that like you can't really test until
Right.
it's in real life. They didn't test on a sun shining on the sensor at a weird angle type thing.
Yeah,
What do you think
a
he was
bug.
watching?
A
Yeah.
bug is a
There's
death.
a bug. A bug is a death, right? Like,
Yeah.
literally critical.
So if
yeah.
you guys got in a Tesla, which by the way, like is insanely fast. Like
Yeah, but why don't you control it yourself? Like if it's that
can.
powerful of a car.
You can, but you can also not. You can also.
But it
choose to
sounds
not.
like unfun fast. Like it's like 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
It's
like,
a roller coaster, basically.
That's
no-
real fun.
You think that's fun? I bet
Oh,
that's
yeah.
scary.
Bet it's
No,
cool.
That's fun.
Scary fun.
Would
Imagine
you,
being in the Cybertruck. It's like so fucking huge and goes that fast. Like that's got to be a crazy feeling.
But isn't that too fast? No, it's not.
I am on the isn't that too fast trip, dude.
No, it's like that. Remember the ride at King's Dominion?
Yes.
We all grew up in Virginia. It was called the Volcano, and it was
Yeah.
like groundbreaking when it first started because
It was
of
the
how
first
fast
one-
it accelerated
First
at
one
the
to shoot
beginning.
you. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like a Tesla. Shoot. Yeah,
Yeah.
straight out the top.
So would you guys use auto mode if you had a Tesla? Well, I might even.
No,
No.
I'm gonna be driving it myself.
Absolutely
you're
not. No, not until all the bugs are worked out, which is never.
I the farthest I go is like I use the cruise control, like the sensing cruise control on the highway where it like slows down if I get too close to a car. But that's as far as I'm going. right
But
now.
I will say we got a car recently that has like the lane assist.
yeah, I have
That one,
too, yeah.
like when you're over 40 miles an hour, and like so it helps you stay in your lane, so you don't have to
Pulls
pay as
you
much
back on.
attention. That one's pretty cool.
How
I
does
like
it
that.
work
cool.
exactly?
Like so, like this like green light comes on when you're going over 40 miles an hour, and then the car just kind of like stays in the lane. Like
It
even if
steers-
you'd have to hold onto the wheel a little bit, but
the steering wheel
yeah.
moves. Oh, it corrects you.
Yeah,
It also, if you're tailgating too hard, auto brakes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
those are-
saved by my car a couple
which is
times
not
with
as
that
fun.
new shit.
And it auto brakes?
Yeah,
It auto brakes if you're going too fast, and it can sense a car's close enough that the brakes need to be applied now, in its opinion.
I definitely think it's worth it to get that upgrade though. The motion sensors on the new cars
Yeah.
definitely worth the upgrade.
it is. I agree.
It's not that expensive.
I can't tell if I've been saved more because I'm just paying less attention or because I know that it exists now and
Because
that
you
might
know it
save me.
exists. Because
Yeah.
you get the notice. I bet you
Right.
a lot of these situations you still wouldn't have got in like an accident.
yeah.
But you know like a couple seconds earlier.
Wes
Yeah.
is a Hall of Fame driver texter. Notorious.
Terrible.
Yeah.
You could probably eat a Big Mac while texting while driving on the highway.
That's right. I think he
Done
prefers
it.
to
I've
text
done it
in the
before.
car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me something else. Eat,
impressive.
text, give me something else. I need a third thing to distract me.
Yeah.
You'd be a good juggler.
Yeah.
Terrible. I can juggle.
All right, guys. You want to hear another fun story? Hear another fun one. All right. Let's start by can you guys and whoever wants to jump in here describe like the worst passenger sitting next to you on a plane scenario you've ever experienced? Like
Oh,
what,
that you've actually experienced. Oh,
yeah, like you on a plane. What was the most annoying, disgusting, whatever scenario of someone that was like in your
Easy.
in your aisle or not? Yeah, go ahead.
easy. Across the aisle from me on a red eye flight from Reno to New York, there was a girl who screamed. She had a night terror in the middle of the night. Screamed, woke up the entire plane, and shit her pants in the process.
Holy shit.
I didn't know.
You could smell it.
Yeah, when we were leaving the airplane, there was quite a spot on the back of those tights on the line out the airplane. So
I've never had a night terror like that.
yeah, it was a blood curdling scream that just woke up the entire coach.
What came first, the shit or the scream?
I think it was simultaneous.
Could it have been the shit, and then in her dream she like shit herself, and then
Pretty
she started
positive
screaming?
it was simultaneous. Yeah, it was
Yeah, no,
horrible.
I mean, I would scream if I shit myself in public like that. That's a pretty scary.
Right.
She was asleep, and and so was everybody else. Red eye flight, mind you, and that was straight in the middle of it.
least
Brown
you
eye,
weren't.
brown eye flight.
Because if you're next to her, you're first you're trying to be the hero. It's
Yeah.
like hey, no, it's okay, honey. It's hey, relax, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
No, it was just immediately everybody kind of like everybody was like, it's like you said, Pat. It's like people were like, "Oh shit, are you okay?" And then as soon as like you realize the situation, that she's just like an utter mess and it stinks. So you're like, "Uh oh."
First,
You
I
just
heard
like
her
then you pretend that
screaming.
you never even saw her in the first place. And everybody just stops looking at her.
Then I heard something worse.
Yeah.
That was her worst case scenario for sure. She knew that was a possibility probably, and that was the worst case scenario. And it happened.
Can anyone top that? That's
I
pretty
have
good.
a similar one. I have a pretty similar one. Like I want to say the beginning of COVID, the first couple times I flew, I was so stressed out. So I was flying first class, and I really don't have the money to fly first class. But I just essentially was like, all right, fuck it.
Sometimes you gotta treat yourself.
All right, I'll spend an extra like $200 or $300.
This will save me from COVID.
Right. It's like, I didn't want to be like jammed in the back right next to someone. That's pretty much the idea. Anyway, so I'm in first class, and I'm like, all right, well, if I'm here, I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. And then I find out there's no drink service, and now I'm really pissed. But this woman in front of me, I can see. So it's like a man and a woman directly in front of me, and I can see like through the little the seat gap, and this woman is asleep, and she just starts vomiting everywhere, like just puking all
that's
over
bad, yeah.
everything. And her husband is right next to her, thank God, I guess, and he starts trying to clean it up. But without like calling in any assistance from the stewards and the stewardesses. So it's like, and you don't really have the tool. So he's like,
just barehanding it.
Yeah, he's barehanded.
Oh.
They gave you
Trying to
the
build a time
blanket,
machine in his mind.
and I'm just seeing this vomit just inch closer to me because it's just like, you know,
You're in first class. This isn't what you expect.
yeah, exactly. And when you're in first class, you have one of those big, like essentially it's like a big desk in between you. So she in between the two seats. So she vomited on the desk, and I'm just watching the vomit just run backwards towards me, and it's just really upsetting me. And
It's
it's
like being in a cheap movie theater and someone drops a soda.
It smelled fucking terrible. She destroyed the first class experience for me to the point where it's like I want a fucking refund. Like I'm sorry. Anyway,
That's not nice.
That's bad. Wes, you have any? We can.
Oh, I mean, the worst experience I've had is definitely with like my 3-year-old son when he's the
I
worst
can't wait
on
for
it.
that coming
Your
up.
son-
The worst on a
passenger.
flight.
For
My
kids,
son is the
yeah.
worst passenger I've ever sat next to.
That
by
makes
far.
sense.
Fair
So as soon as
son,
you're a
terrible.
parent, yeah, okay.
I can't remember anyone that bad, but one guy, I was in the middle seat. My wife was in the window seat, and a guy was sitting next to me. And my wife and I were watching a movie with split headphones, and we're clearly watching it. And he kept tapping me on the shoulder to talk to me while I was watching a movie. That was
Oh wow.
That's bad.
Pretty
the
bad.
guy who has to
Interrupting
talk
movie.
to you even though you're like in your own shit trying to
I had-
listen to music or
I had to
watching
tell
a
him
movie.
to stop. Yeah.
No social
Wait.
cues guy.
How did you tell him to stop?
Well,
Asperger's?
my wife was freaking out, so if it was either she was going to scream at him or I was going to tell him to stop. So I was like, "Hey, man, I really can't be talking to you. I'm watching this movie," and he still did it like one more time.
What was he saying to you?
Oh, absolutely nothing. He told me he was just drunk. He was telling me what town he was from and what one country singer was.
Some
went to
people
high school with
love
him,
talking on
and
the plane.
He just was talking to me the entire time, so showing me pictures like of his family and shit. It was like over the holidays. Anyways,
How'd you meet this guy?
he was just he sat
Sitting next to you.
stranger next to
He
me.
just saw you and was like, "I want to talk to this guy."
Wes, you've never had this on a plane? The people
Not
that
from
have
the
to
guy
talk?
behind me.
No, he was next to me.
Next to
Oh,
you.
he's next to you. I thought he stood behind you.
Wes, what do I have to look, or Will and I have to look forward to? Like, what made riding with your son on a plane?
Oh, so unbearable. Yeah.
Well,
please
look,
tell
I
us.
mean, they like standing up, messing with the person in front of him. The
But your
seat.
son's very well behaved.
So the whole
He is really
time,
well behaved.
He is
the
now,
whole
but
time,
he was
yeah.
3 at some point.
Yeah, for the most part,
You have to teach him
extremely
how
well
to do it,
behaved.
yeah.
But a couple flights, he was just a nightmare, and he was smart enough to know that I couldn't do any, like I couldn't like discipline him or
Yeah,
yell
they
at him
know.
on
They're
the
in
plane.
public.
So he was like, and that was what really pissed me off, is that he knew that I couldn't be a dick to him.
Couldn't
and tell
beat him
and
in
really-
public. Yeah.
Not beat him, but like grab him and be like, "Listen, motherfucker!"
Just
Like,
shake
You're whispering in his ear. The second we get
Yeah.
off this plane, I'm gonna beat you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, dude, you've got it coming once we get off this plane. But just cry. I mean, it's
making a
he's
scene.
being a total making a scene, being not even the crying, just being a total dick,
Acting
I can
out.
imagine it.
acting out. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a pretty firm philosophy about whether or not a child should be able to be on a flight. So
It's no for you, right?
it's a no. It's just a firm
So
no.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to
I'm not
travel
gonna,
with this.
dude, I didn't get on my fucking first flight till I was 10. I'm not gonna get on a goddamn plane. I'm sorry. And the other thing is, I was on a plane the other day where a kid was screaming his fucking head off. It was her losing her shit. And like, whatever, put your headphones in. And then this fucking kid walked off the plane. And like, I have a firm belief that if a child can walk itself off the plane, it should not be
Well,
tolerated.
but the 2-year-olds, it's the
All
2 to
time.
3-year-olds that are causing the most of these problems.
Unacceptable, dude.
And I think they can mostly walk.
Last year there was a mother and what looked like her mother, so like grandmom, and like 2 unruly kids that were screaming the whole time, like under the age of 2, 3, like around that. And it was so loud that someone got up and went over and talked shit to her and was like, you need to do something about this. It's a nighttime flight.
That's
This
when
is
you
unbearable."
that's the worst though.
Someone
Like
said
0 to
something to them,
2,
yeah.
you're
Damn.
screwed because there's like Wes was saying, there's like nothing you can do during that period. Like
But
even if
you can't avoid, like, I understand if there's like a funeral or some shit, but like, when was the first plane flight you guys took?
young, like
I
3
went to,
years old.
Bermuda when I was 7. It was the only
7? You're
vacation.
cool.
Yeah.
What?
Probably 8 Disneyland, 7 or 8.
Yeah, 10. Me to Orlando. Well, maybe you're the odd man out here.
3.
But
I was, 3.
My point is, you don't fucking travel with your child unless
No,
it's
it was always
emergency.
cars. It was always cars. I didn't
Well,
fly much as a
like
kid.
my parents live in Virginia. I'm in
sports.
Austin. I'm gonna hop on a plane versus spend 2 days with a 2-year-old
Yeah,
in the
you
fucking car.
you can't avoid it. You're gonna have to fly
Right.
with the kid.
Try driving across country with a kid. You'll be
Yeah.
begging for that
Oh.
plane.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pat, it
man.
depends where your family is. And for me growing up, all my extended family was 3 hours away, and one stayed
But
up. So
my point is, I'm not saying there aren't circumstances where you don't fly with your kid, but my point is, it's a 50-50 toss up of whether that fucking kid needs to be on the plane or not. That's what I'm saying.
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
last possible option.
By the way, Wes, you keep getting tempted, like the sirens singing your ship into the shore, to drive across the country with your kid. Like,
Now
Wes,
he's cool.
Wes loves a good cross country
Pat's a
drive.
road
Now
trip
he's-
too.
now
Pack
he's
a road
great.
trip.
I love the road trip.
Yeah, Pat, a road
I'll
trip.
drive 14 hours in one sitting. I don't give a
Wait till the kid's screaming that he hates his car seat, Pat. Just wait.
Oh.
Just wait.
We're just not going
I don't want to hear that.
Well, look.
gonna be-
We're not the only people that have
almost
had
there.
bad
Oh, no.
flying
Well,
experiences,
okay.
guys. Let me tell you about 25-year-old Alicia Beverly, who had a pretty bad person sitting next to her on the plane scenario. It was so bad that the guy sitting next to her was arrested upon landing, and she is now suing him for $2 million. So I think she can beat us.
How bad? Okay, how bad?
Well, allegedly a North Carolina pastor that blew a .17 after he was arrested.
That's drunk.
You say passenger or pastor?
Passenger. I said both. He blew a .17 after he got off the plane when he was arrested, when he got to the police station. So he was accused of peeing on Beverly while she was asleep on a Vegas to Detroit Delta flight. And basically what Beverly claims is she went to sleep with a mask over her eyes and, right at takeoff. And about 45 minutes later, she felt a warm liquid on her arm. When she removed the eye mask, she saw the pastor with his pants unzipped and his penis in his hand, spraying her with pee.
Holy shit.
She screamed for help, and an off-duty cop had to get up and restrain the pastor until order was restored. So he had to jump on this pastor and be like, "What are you doing?"
Was he black out? Just didn't know what he was doing?
I mean, he was above a .17, that's for sure.
Is
Yeah.
that intense? 0.17?
Oh yeah, that's hammered.
I mean, 0.2 is intense, which he was probably at that point.
You're dude. You're if you're a pastor and you're not drinking that much, you're ultra hammered.
Oh, I don't think you're getting to a
pastors drink.
0.17 and not drinking that much.
Yeah, he's drinking a lot.
Is it hard to get to that on a plane?
Well, they assume that he was drinking before he got on the
Yeah,
plane.
of course.
Yeah.
He had to have a base coat for that.
Yeah. They're suing the pastor and the church, which has the money probably. That's why they're going after the church. They claim the church shouldn't have hired a stranger danger type fella and should have vetted him more, I guess, and trained him better when he was hired. I don't think that's going to work out for Beverly, but the lawsuit against the pastor himself and not the church is for committing acts of negligence, gross negligence, willful and wanton misconduct, sexual assault and battery, and infliction of emotional distress, which I do think she'll probably have a strong
Is that
case for.
Sexual assault, though? I mean,
Yeah, pissing on somebody.
Yeah,
for
dick
sure.
out. Dick
I mean,
out.
no,
dick out.
I really fucking hate this shit. Like, you need to go back in his past and show me that he gets off on pissing on people. Certain people.
So you're saying it's just a prank? Like he just
not a prank. No, he's a piece
he
of
just
shit.
he didn't like the
prank.
person.
Pretty sure he got some jollies out of it, Pat. It was a risky move, so he had to.
No
he had to
way.
have gotten some pleasure out of it.
How many cocktails put you at 0.17?
Let's just
10.
say he's like 200 pounds, 6 feet tall, probably 10.
Okay.
Pat the dick out is sexual assault. You add the pee in on top of the dick out.
She was asleep. Is the
not if
contention?
Not if the dick came out to pee. That's my point.
It's in 10 point.
0.17 is certainly not to the point where.
I'm
Did you have urination intent?
Come on,
serious about this.
but Pat,
It's like when
0.17
Mark
is not.
taking a piss on the side of a 7-Eleven.
No.
You could have gotten charged with fucking sexual.
I was peeing on a bush, not on a human being's arm.
Yeah, that was a human's face.
And I wasn't on a
Yeah.
plane.
No, I know.
0.17 is not blackout to the point where, or 0.2 we'll
Right.
call it. It's not black to the point where you don't know what a bathroom and not a bathroom is. You
Yeah,
understand?
I like your argument, except for the fact if the target is a human, you're screwed on
What
that.
kind of meds was he on? Like if he's Trey Songz,
Right.
yeah, 100%. Like he's getting sexual assault charges. But if it's just a dude who thought he could have been sleepwalking. He could have been sleepwalk peeing, right?
You have to be on a lot of meds.
I think it was when his eyes were like this and he was smiling at her with his dick in his
Can we get? Yeah, dude. Was the penis? I mean, also
I hope this pee never ends.
can't be erect, and because of the vas deferens and pee. So like, if he's
How many people saw this? The whole plane?
You can't
Well,
pee with a boner.
Certainly the off-duty cop,
not a full boner.
Beverly, Alicia Beverly.
Or if you do, it's a real. I mean, that's what the vas. That was like the first question asked.
Well, we
my
got-
handwritten note in sex ed class was, "Can you pee inside her?"
Let's put up a poll if you can pee with a full erection or not. But we got to go. That's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you so much for listening. Go subscribe to our podcast. Check out our live stream tomorrow night for the election, and have a great fucking day. And check out the Dozen, which is up next.
Oh, yeah! Very good. Okay, very good.